I mean, you would really hear a pin drop at this very moment. Wojciech managed to win the one, make the one ball in the left side. That's what he was attempting. Now what does he have on the two ball? Does he even have a look? I think not. First shot after the break. Either player,
where's the shot clock?
if they don't like their current situation, they can roll the cue ball to any position on the table, can even make another ball, don't have to hit the lowest number ball on the table. It's called a push out, and then in this case, Joshua will come to the table and can take the shot and play the shot, or give the shot back and say, you know, Wojciech, you just go ahead with it. So Wojciech has to offer Joshua something, but can't offer him too much either, because then he will never get the shot back.
Yeah, it's that perennial conundrum, isn't it? You don't want to make the shot too difficult for yourself, but you don't want to make it too easy for your opponent.
So true. And that's often a very thin line. Now Wojciech, I mean, is he going to go for this cut on the two ball, but then would have to weave his cue ball. The cue ball will automatically come all the way back to him, and then has to come back down table for position on the three. Or is he just playing safe? Was playing safe. That was its intended path, but this cue ball will roll.
Foul, ball in hand.
And when Filler is firing, scratching with the balls open as they are now, often, very often, the effective end of rack. Despite all that he's won, he's not immune to pressure or nerves, and still getting going in this final.
That's a bit of a stretch. And all players these days carry an extension with them, which lengthens the cue by about 20-30 centimeters. There you have it.
The pre-final favourites off to a flyer.
Thanks, production, but it makes me none the wiser. Wow, a lot of back. Incredible.
Well, we saw Carl Boyes' shots of the tournament earlier on. That might well be one of the shots of the final already. Not just the two potting it, which was fine in itself, but look at the kiss on the three.
Yeah, and I don't think he actually could see the potting angle naturally. Loaded it up with a lot of left spin.
Still another test to pass here, though.
Yeah, and has had to come with a few shots of high quality already in these first two games. Sometimes you can win a game or two by only potting 2 or 3 balls or having a 9 on the break, but these two racks will put him in good stead and give him even more confidence. Oh no.
There's only one word to describe the start of this final: ominous. I was just going to say, Rico, this time the 2-ball plays ball, but it doesn't.
Yeah, looked for a long time, like here. He's still got a shot, has got only the 2-6 combination. Now he might still go for this, and he will, because maybe the safety is just as difficult. Should be able to hold position for the 2 in either side pocket, I believe. Yeah. Perfect play so far, right, Phil? It's like I've seen this before. Now you may be able to spot, and I'm sure you will have, the cluster situation of the 5-6. So wants to keep an angle on the 4-ball. Now in making this 4-ball, cue ball will go right against that CPBA logo, the cloth on which we're playing, which is playing quite marvelously. I think Joshua will agree. Cue ball into that CPBA logo there, mid-top rail, and then spin a little bit to the left to open the cluster, but wants to keep position on the purple at the same time.
It's a clinic. It really is. It's a major final, and it's a clinic.
Yeah, and as I've said often, it's so important you are the first one that can inspire yourself. If you're an inspired player, it doesn't matter. This could be him playing at home. If you're playing this well, I go 4 rails. 1, 2, 3, into the 7. Ooh. That might even stop Joshua Filler in his tracks. Wojciech would love to get out of his chair and see, is he snookered or is he just fooling with me and he can just make this ball? Has to restrain himself.
Okay, there's no shape, but another wonderful example of Filler's abundant talent.
Yeah, and he spoke of this week how he played such great safeties. Now he's looking at the bank on this 4. What, is he then going to play the 5-9 combination? I think so, because that 5-9 is not incredibly difficult. So this going all in. Oh, why not just spin the cue ball off 3 rails and get position on the 5? What a shot from the killer Filler.
He has won the Banks Pool event at the Derby City Classic in the past. No weakness.
Truly inspired pool is going. One ball and 2 ball traveling together. Hello, what a nice little kiss and a beautiful angle to get from 2 to 3 as well.
Poor old Szewczyk. It's a big occasion for him, and all he's doing is sitting in that chair. The only consolation for him, he's not had to pay for his ticket. But we mustn't get carried away. It's a lengthy race to 13, this. Things can change around.
Okay, wanted the right spin to take a bit more than it did, and that is a very nice roll. He really wanted to come to the left side of the 3 ball to play the 3-6, as you can. Yeah, how about organizing a tournament and just giving Joshua Filler the wrong address? Nine ball.
Well, it's been a heat wave in Brentwood this week, but I'm going to use this analogy anyway. It never rains, but it pours.
Textbook 9-ball break though. Off the rail, off the top of the 9 with the cue ball, and that drives it into the corner pocket. I mean, we've seen it many a times before, as Joshua almost embarrassingly accepting that 9-ball, but gladly he will. Gonna see a push out, I doubt it. So can bank the 2-ball to the right side of the table, cue ball behind, make the 3-9-5 form a wall of balls. That's what he's trying. See, and at that pace, that is a pretty sturdy wall.
This beginning to take on a look of the famed US Open semi-final between Koping Chung and Aloysius Yap, when Koping Chung just potted everything, literally everything.
Extension called.
So forced to come off 2 rails, because I think the red 3 is preventing Wojciech from coming off 1 rail. This makes it about 20–30% more difficult to even hit the ball. Has to hit a rail after contact with any ball, remember. Good impact. And this is not looking good.
Well, I can tell you that Szewczyk is feeling a darker shade of blue than the 2-ball.
And it will travel random, be kicked around. Will it cooperate with Joshua's wishes? Kind of, well, very much so.
And the 9-ball wasn't too far away.
So close, actually. And a cut on this 2-ball. If he misses it on the thin side, it might go in off the 3-ball. So this 3-ball makes it a really big pocket, to be honest. Unless he hits it really bad and jaws it without even hitting the 3-ball.
Well, in this golden run, this is one of his biggest examinations.
Clean as a whistle.
Three balls away from what would be a 5th break and run out, plus a golden break. The official match time, I've been informed, 42 minutes.
And that's including racking time, a little bit of a break here and there. Oh. And I can't remember the last shot Wojciech had. I mean, it's all blurred into a big Joshua cloud of shot-making precision.
Full at 1 over the 8. 9-0. This is simply
Excuse me.
There's a disturbance in the force.
That was an amateur break. Wow, no balls down. Look at the 1-ball traveling too high, I think, or too low. That would tell you that he hit the 1-ball too far on the side, so hit too little of the 1-ball. Now, what does that leave Wojciech, though? Okay, he's got a cut on the 1, but the 2-ball being so next to the 1-ball there, he has to hit the 1-ball thin, and that's going to make the cue ball travel towards us. Might make the 8-ball stop it, or else he has to go around and around.
We thought it was going to be a eureka moment. Instead, he's hung the one.
Yeah, as we can see, hits it too thick, so hits too much of the one ball. Jaws not accepting that attempt. Now, in the process of missing it, or after missing it, the 8-7-9 has become a little bit of a, well, not a problem. Not if you're playing like Joshua. It would be a beautiful challenge, to be honest. So wants to come back down table for position on the green 6 ball. But any type of like 20-30 degree angle either way will give him an opportunity to make the 6 and drive his cue ball into the 9. Because if he can stop his cue ball where the 9 ball is, hey, never mind that.
And wouldn't you know that the problem that Filler faced with those 3 balls very close together, 7, 9 and 8, that's now the problem of Szewczyk.
Yeah, and to get the angle that Joshua got, if you look at the cue ball to the green relation, to get his cue ball back down there with this 5 ball over the pocket. Oh, that can work. Give this boy a shot on the 6. And so it is. Open the cluster. Got position on the 6. And Joshua saying, you can have that one, mate.
Yeah, sometimes you see players in sport smile through gritted teeth, but Filler's smile is genuine.
Well, a lot easier with a 9-0 lead, of course. But no, he would have done that had it been 8-all as well. And that's the thing with Joshua Filler, right? He's such a light character, right? He really wants to play the game well, but never that intense, can really laugh it off. And in between matches and tournaments, he's such a fun-loving guy. And it all helps his pool game, I can promise you.
The biggest round of applause will follow the 9 ball going in for Szewczyk. Well done, Wojciech. Well done indeed. At least the whitewash is averted.
The 1 ball and the 8 ball down on the break. He's got a cut on this 2 ball, you know.
Well, there's a few in the crowd tutting. What do they want?
What a loser. All right, and then he misses and lays a full ball snooker.
Actually, the tutter, the chief tutter, might be Filler himself.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, just this, he wants to keep playing as well, of course. So only the kick shot available can make the 4 ball either with the 2 or with the cue ball reaction off the 2. First things first, don't miss the 2. Here we go. Don't call it a comeback yet, but amazing kick shot and a lovely position. It's like he was never away.
Under normal circumstances, he would be a heavy favourite to dish here. But of course, he's not had a great amount of table time. He's under all sorts of pressure, facing a mammoth deficit. I just sensed it, Rika.
You should have warned him, Phil. That would have been good. Yeah, and I believe our praise of Joshua Filler during this standout performance so far
Yeah, again, makes a ball on the break, and it looks like he's going to have a look at the lowest ball on the table, and it's the 3 ball. And again here, Michael, listen, he might miss this ball, but this is just not as easy as it looks. It's quite a steep angle, and he's got to pot this and try and get on this 4. Yeah, so he feels like he can get there with the cue ball, so I think he's trying to slide past the 4. Maybe try and put that pink 4 in the side pocket. He could land on it for the combo, the 4-9 combo. There you go, look at this. He's potted the 3 in the middle of the pocket, Michael. The cue ball's bounced off 2 rails. You couldn't really put it better with your hand. Still got to knock this one in though. So what I mean, it looks easy on TV, people. If you've never played, get a cue and go and have a game. It's not an easy game at all. The way Filler started, Michael, obviously we've been watching off the top of the balcony. I've never seen somebody really, you know, play a full set, like a full race to 13 and just continued the full onslaught, and a few mistakes have started to creep in.
And he has the cheek to shake his head in his chair after everything he's done tonight, just because he missed the combination. And here he is straight back in again. You know, there's been a real trend for massively one-sided finals in the sporting world generally over the last year or so. You think of Paris Saint-Germain in the Champions League final last year, winning 5-0 against Inter Milan. The women's final at Wimbledon last summer, Iga Świątek winning 6-love, 6-love. And of course we've had a couple in pool as well. 13-1 in the final of this event last year for Aloysius Yap. And Filler had his own 13-1 win in the final in Sarajevo in early 2025. Another one on the cards here.
Yeah, and if you're tuning in and you're watching and think, wow, this is just one-sided, I wanted to see a closer match. This tournament has delivered a lot of close matches. I think it was the evening of day 3 where me and Phil sort of finished out the evening session. We just kept flicking. Obviously, we had 8 tables on the stream, Michael, didn't we, all week? And we just kept flicking from table to table. It was 10-9, 10-9. It was unbelievable how many close matches. This is just part of the sport. Filler has just been unbelievable. Same with this shot. You still got to try and find the middle of the pocket. He'll play it with right and spin. Lovely. Stunned it with a tiny bit of draw with right. Pulls it back to the 8. He's going to be on the hill. Oh my. Poor Wojciech Szewczyk.
Yeah, it's one of those where he just has to go back and remind himself that this has been a real landmark week for him, getting to the final of an event of this nature for the first time on the World 9-Ball Tour. But it's an experience which doesn't look like it's going to last much longer. And maybe at this stage, part of him might be thankful for that. Joshua Filler, little more than an hour after this final began, is on the hill.
Break number 14, Joshua Filler to break, leading 12.
But more than anything, what we'll remember from this UK Open, I think, is this amazing performance from one of the greatest we've ever seen.
Well, I don't want to tempt fate here.
I know what you're thinking, Carl.
Yeah, I'm not saying he's going to go for it. I mean, the previous one Josh had the option for was 1,000 times easier, but he might have a go at this for the match, you know.
Well, if you're not going to do it at 12-1 in front, when are you going to do it? It would go down as his 7th break and run of the final if he was to do it, because the golden break does count in the stats as a break and run.
Michael, this final started at 16 minutes past 7. It's 24 minutes past 8.
He'll be in the bar by 9, Carl.
Maybe quarter if this goes in.
Come on! You cannot play any better than that. Wojciech Szewczyk put in so much work to get to the final and then basically didn't get to play in it. You go all the way back to the very first rack when he played a safety on the 2-ball and scratched. And as amazing as it might seem, but for that, who knows, it might have been a different night. But you cannot let Joshua Filler get off and running, because this is what he will do to you. That has got to be one of the greatest performances we've ever seen. Maybe even the greatest.
And now we present $40,000 and the trophy to your 2026 UK Open Pool Champion. It's Joshua, the Killer Filler!